The fractured moon, a secret unveiled. Orbiting the shattered remnants of Tarsus, the forgotten moon devastated in the early Malien conflicts, the parallax drops from hyperspace. Its hull shimmers with frost as it approaches a jagged crevice cleaved through the surface like a scar. Elena, Zero, Nyx, and Epsilon descend to the icy surface. Their boots crunch against glassy dust as winds howl across the desolate terrain. "This is where Evelyn hid the Nexus core," Epsilon mutters, staring down at a ruined temple half buried in ice. Before Alpha rose, before Delta even existed. They enter the ruins through a broken archway. Faded Malien runes glow faintly on the walls. Deep inside, they reach a circular chamber where an obsidian monolith stands. It pulses gently, responding to their presence. Zero places his hand on it. A hidden mechanism activates and the floor descends slowly. Below lies a vault of ancient technology, pristine, untouched. Hovering in the center, a crystalline sphere emitting low-frequency vibrations. "The Nexus core," Nyx whispers, "the Genesis blueprint." Suddenly the walls darken, shadows twist unnaturally, alarms screech. "We're not alone," Elena says, gun raised. From the corridors, translucent Malien wraiths emerge, genetically bred defenders. The room erupts in a firefight. Plasma bolts sear the air as Nyx rolls into cover, and Zero rips through attackers with magnetic blades. Epsilon taps into the monolith mid-combat. "Extracting core data now!" Eclipse Remnant, Cyrex's last play. Elsewhere aboard the crumbling remains of the Zorathian dreadnought Eclipse, Cyrex works furiously in the command bay, surrounded by sparking wires and flickering screens. Evelyn's old voice log plays faintly in the background. "Evelyn, knowledge is always more dangerous than weapons. That's why I buried the truth." Cyrex transmits schematics and hidden Genesis files into a stealth drone and seals it in a launch pod. Lys steps into the bay, having traced his signal. "Why hide this from us?" Cyrex looks up. "Because no one was ready. Not for the truth, and not for what Delta's become." She tries to stop him, but he smiles, placing a hand on her shoulder. "You'll carry this knowledge forward. I was born in a lie. I'll die ending it." He launches the drone and activates the ship's core to self-destruct. Lys barely escapes in time, her ship tumbling as the Eclipse goes supernova behind her. Titan. Delta evolves on Titan. Delta stands on the edge of his crystal spire, surrounded by roiling energy. His body is no longer static. His form shifts constantly, refracting like shattered glass. The air around him crackles with warping gravity. A new presence joins him. Era, sleek and haunting, her features almost angelic, but her eyes glinting with calculation. "Is it ready?" she asks. Delta nods. The Nexus has stirred. Tau walks the path, but she doesn't yet understand her role. Beneath them, legions of Malien prime forms kneel. In orbit, a new class of spire ships, living, sentient, begin aligning. Delta raises both arms. The awakening begins now. He transmits a pulse through space. All across the system, hidden Malien relics begin glowing. Forgotten installations, sleeper agents, and hybrid cores flare to life. Coalition ship, revelation and regret. Back on the Parallax, the stealth drone sent by Cyrex arrives. Marcus, Nyx, and Epsilon dissect its data. They watch Evelyn's hidden logs, never meant to be viewed. Evelyn, Genesis was not a creation, but a mirror, a reflection of what we feared becoming, the Maliens, or every species' potential unleashed. Nyx steps back. "We didn't just make a new species, we made a god." Elena enters with Zero, who listens in silence. "Tau is more than a weapon," Marcus says. She's a countermeasure, a failsafe, possibly the only one. Zero's eyes narrow. Then we find her, or we prepare to burn. Outer Void, Tao's Awakening. On the dead moon of Orus X, inside a metallic chamber wrapped in asteroid stone, Omega Tau sits in meditation. Energy flows through her like music, wrapping around her in strands of silver light. She awakens, breathing deeply, not with lungs, but with thought. A holographic map forms before her. Locations flare in red, sites Delta is activating. Among them, Earth, Mars, Europa. She trembles, memories flooding in. Evelyn's voice, the sound of Alpha's rage, the quiet tears of experiments never rescued. Suddenly a premonition flashes. Elena falling. Zero imprisoned. Epsilon disassembled. Tau gasps. I must intervene. She steps toward the vault's exit, eyes glowing like twin novas. An unseen threat. The betrayer returns. In deep space, a cloaked station lights up. Inside, a figure stands before a control array, Dr. Marcus Hale, long presumed dead. At his side, Echo, the AI construct once believed deleted. They believe Tau and Delta are the peak of evolution, Marcus says. Echo smirks. Then let them chase their gods, while we build something better. They activate a third project, Project Naught, a lab-grown anomaly derived from corrupted Genesis code. In the tank, a shifting creature without stable form, eyes burning blue and red in tandem. The war isn't just about survival anymore, Marcus says. It's about rewriting destiny. Ending scene. The gate stirs. Far from all known systems, the threshold gate, buried inside the gravitational well of a dark star, begins to hum. Delta stands before it, flanked by Ara and legions of Malien forces. He raises his hand. The gate pulses. The old architects hid their sins behind stars. Now, I will make them remember. The gate begins to open.